Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission, to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Shatner has appeared in many different roles on the Broadway stage, on television, and in motion pictures. But the role of Captain James T. Kirk has had the greatest effect on his career. Now, after some 79 episodes of Star Trek on TV, theater audiences will have the chance to see the big screen adventure of a mysterious and sometimes frightening motion picture destined to take them where no man has gone before. Shatner had some comments about the first day of shooting the film when he saw all those familiar Star Trek faces.
We were all very moved. None of us had kept up with each other, especially our busy lives that led us in different directions. I had spoken with Leonard Nimoy, who plays Mr. Spock, as I'm sure you know, fairly frequently. We remained good friends. We became much better friends on the shooting. We were 6 months on the actual shooting, so we became even better friends. But looking around at all these familiar faces, people with whom I had shared 3 years, I've been married to for 3 years, really, I was filled with a great nostalgia, a deja vu, if you will. And it was one of great love and empathy, I think it shows on the screen.
Does Star Trek achieve a satisfying balance between the very mysterious story and some rather incredible special effects?
I think so. I think that the script is a good adventure story, and into it is knit, indigenous to the story, are the special effects. And the special effects, there's a great deal of it, and the special effects also are on the artistic forefront. They're in the state of the arts. The people involved with the special effects, Doug Trumbull and John Dykstra, are responsible for Close Encounters of the Third Kind and Star Wars. So they're the top people in the world at the very height of their skills, doing things that have never been done before. That's the special effects on Star Trek. And they've been knit into the script, I think, extremely well. And the finale of the show, if you will, is very much part and parcel of the whole play.
You'll recall when you last saw Captain Kirk, he was commander of the Enterprise. But when the movie begins, Shatner is Admiral Kirk and not aboard the ship. What's happened in the interim? Shatner explains.
The supposition was that in a 10-year span, or I think we allow 5 years to go by, that everybody would have been raised in rank. So I had become an admiral, and admirals don't go around on active duty. So when the show starts off, I have to regain command of the Starship Enterprise. And so the device is since I'm the only one experienced enough to deal with this incredible thing that's going to happen to all of us in the plot, that I have to relieve this more inexperienced commander of his command.
Leonard Nimoy has recently been seen in stage productions and has been gathering some acclaim with his one-man play called Vincent, but he's back in the film, too. Nimoy explains his relationship as Mr. Spock with the new commander of the Enterprise.
Steve Collins plays the captain, a commander who is the captain of the Enterprise until Admiral Kirk arrives and displaces him. When I arrive on the ship, he is essentially functioning as exec officer and a science officer, and I replace him as science officer simply because he, I guess, accepts or recognizes the fact that Spock has a reputation for being one of the best in the fleet and will be useful on the voyage. There is a very special reason for Spock coming on board the Enterprise in this case, and a very special personal motivation. As so many of us are, Spock is seeking for some answers to some very profound and eternal questions, and comes on board in the hopes that some of those questions will be answered during the course of the story.
Does Nimoy think the incredible special effects will tend to overwhelm the story?
I think the story is strong enough that it will maintain itself. I'm sure that the motion picture will by far exceed anything that we were able to do in the television series. For two important reasons. One is that when we did the television series, we simply did not have the time or money to turn out the kind of special effects that we're talking about. Therefore, there had to be much more emphasis on the actors, on performance. Also, today, 1979 and 80, as compared to the mid-60s, audiences, I think, expect far more in the way of special effects because they have seen such spectacular work done. So I don't think we want to try to underwhelm them with this picture, and I don't think we will. I think that quite the opposite will happen. I think that they will be overwhelmed by the combination of the beautiful effects work, the beautiful photography, the orchestration of the chemistry of this original Star Trek cast, plus the new people, Steve Collins and Persis Khambatta, who I think work very well within that orchestration, and a fascinating, very important story, very mysterious story, frightening story, and finally a very powerful, I think, powerful story.
Finally, what does Nimoy want the audience to come away with after having seen Star Trek, the motion picture?
I would hope that they will come out and say that's a terrific picture. I would like to see it again. I will tell my friends to see it. I think everybody in it was wonderful. I think the photography is brilliant. I think the story is exciting. Didn't you love the scene where, good movie talk, good audience movie talk. I would hope that we'll get all of that.
Not too much to hope for, I don't think. Some comments from two of the stars that appear in the movie that's now showing at the Eastland Cinemas. Star Trek.